Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Gabe or Apollo here, Trader X, to go over our AI engine. So, just wanted to give you, give you a little background about myself, because I do see we have quite a few new members in the room. My name is Gabe or Apollo. I have been in the financial publishing, financial services industry for well over 15 plus years. I've been trading for well over 15 plus years. It started back in college. Didn't really start to optimize anything myself until I learned the value of options. And that's what I'm here to show you with our AI engine. I'm going to be going over a lot of information here in reference to our AI engine that we have with our Alpha.AI membership, as well as showing you what to look for in the trades, going over how I'm implementing them, showing you my own track record, and showing you how I've been able to take advantage of this crazy market. And it looks like we are getting everybody in here. Yes, BK, WV turned out to be a great trade. It was pretty crazy. I'm going to show you that chart here later on. It was pretty crazy because we were actually down in that trade at 20% until that scanner shot up. We had all that volume come in, and boom, I knocked it out for first leg at 200 or at 75%. Second leg at 221%, and then my final leg at 240%. And that was just a $66 trade. $66 trade that turned well into over $200. It was an awesome trade, all fun to be had. That's just one of the many that we're going to go over today. So without further ado, let's get into what everybody is actually here to see today. So I'm going to be going over our AI engine and how it is scanning the market. So please hold off on your questions. I'm going to call for those at the end of this presentation here. It's going to be short, and then we're going to get into actually how do we utilize our AI engine. So here's a couple of our short squeeze that we caught by the AI scanner. I haven't updated for WVE, but I should. I'm not actually allowed to update how much I made on the trades because it's a little bit different. Whether I'm listening to Mark, which I am, Mark, I promise you I'm listening to you, to get out, or I'm holding a little bit longer. Because that's not indicative of what Mark's actually telling us to do and the AI scanner is telling us to do. So you can see ASST from 440 to 1260 in 2 days on the stock, LDI 336 to 502 in 6 days. And look, the list goes on. We're finding these trades day in and day out. So it's not just GameStop. It's not just AMC that you can think of. Heck, we had Beyond Meat last week go from a $3 call option at under 10 cents a contract, go to well above $1.50 a contract. It was crazy. So our short squeeze AI engine that Mark built anticipates where the squeeze is going to happen. We don't know when, but it can figure out when or where it will happen in the lifetime of that stock. It has triple confirmation, so I'm going to go over the Tripwire 1 for all you new members to Alpha.AI, Tripwire 2, and Tripwire 3 to show you really what you're looking for and how to set it up on your own laptop or your own computer system so that you can take full advantage of this, not just on Mark's trades, but literally on any trade that you see come through there. The alerts are automatic, so it's very important if you're staying tuned that you constantly have the audio on. That's how I know that something just popped up. I'll be working. This isn't just my all-day job. I'll be working, and then I'll be able to pop on over, implement the trade within minutes of seeing the alert happen on the system, whether or not Mark's actually recommending that, or if it's something I want to do on my own. And I'll show you how I analyze it and how I'm making this decision for myself as well. Okay, so we have Tripwire 1, which is our put demand. This is probably the most crucial, personally speaking, because this is showing where the amount of puts and shorts are outweighing the upside of the stock. We're looking at anything above 7%, and then we can begin to decipher if it's going to be a mechanical squeeze or not. So again, I want to see everybody in the chat. Tripwire 1 is put demand. What are we looking for, the percentage that we have to get above? Anybody? It's right on the screen. There we go, Rich. There we go, Hilltop Steve. 7%, because that is indicative of whether or not it's going to anticipate this mechanical short squeeze. Tripwire 2, the stock price. Obviously, we can see green means good, it's going up. Red means it's going down. We need a green arrow. Once the scales are tipped towards us with our put demand, it will start to actually affect the stock price, and you will see a green arrow. And that means that it'll be moving in an upward trend. A red arrow means it's not moving in not as a historical trend. So that's not what we want. So in our Tripwire 2, Tripwire 1, put demand above 7%. It can be 7% or more. And we want our stock price to be going in what direction, boys and girls? Come on. There we go. Thank you, Rich. Looks like I only have 2 people in the chat that are willing to talk and open up their mouse. Well, I guess actually open up their keyboards. All right, so Tripwire 1, again, 7% put demand or more. Tripwire 2, we want it to be moving in an upward direction. That's what the green arrow is going to be showing us, that it's moving in a more than its a historical pace. So it's going faster. It's moving upward a lot quicker. Tripwire 3, the frequency that we are hitting Tripwire 1 and Tripwire 2. So once we have 7% and a green arrow, that comes up as 1 tick on our Tripwire 3 frequency. So as you can see here on the screen, we have 1 trip right there. If it hits it again, we have another one where it's, let's just say a stock is showing that Tripwire 1's at 7% and a green arrow, that's 1. Let's say it goes up to 8.4% and a green arrow, it's 2. If it drops back down to 5% and a green arrow, we won't get a tick. And then if we have it hit again as, let's just say 11.2, a green arrow and 1, that means we've had 3, and it's confirmed that this is going to be a mechanical short in the near future. So that's when Mark will look at this to analyze whether or not this trade is something we want to put on in our portfolio and take advantage of. So these mechanical short squeezes, these are all under $20. They're very common. A lot of people don't trade them because they either A, think it's not going to work, or B, it's just not in their wheelhouse. They don't understand it. Our AI engine is able to anticipate these mechanical short squeezes before they actually happen. We've seen it time and time again. I have a portfolio that I'm going to show you where it's happened time and time again, where we've been able to make 20%, 30%, 200%, 150%. So it's been able to shoot these triple-digit wins for us over and over again, and that's our goal in these trades. As you'll see in these trades that we have with Mark coming out, our goal will be, let's say he'll say buy to open this option trade at 20 cents or less. So that's $20, and he'll say ideal sell point would be $40. That's 100% return. That's what we're looking for. It recommends the best option to buy, and this is something that you have to be careful with. And I'm going to address this when you're doing this on your own. First time I started using this, I did make a mistake on a trade, and I bought a option that had very little open interest. So I got into it. It was very, very tough for me to get out when it went up. So I will go over that because that's something that Mark's actually doing for you. And I can show you how to look that up on your own as well, so you can see which stock you'd actually want to take advantage of, or excuse me, what option in that stock that you'd want to take advantage of. It has Alpha.AI. I need to update this. It has more than one loss currently. I believe we have 23 closed positions. Of the 23 closed positions, we have 5 losers. So we are averaging over 75% per trade, or 75% winners, which is great. These trade costs are right around $75. It's just a call, or sometimes you can buy the stock. You're not going to spend more than $75. I would say a majority of these trades are under $50, but 75, because we've had a couple of them that are right around 80 cents, 70 cents, maybe $1 here or there. So we have had that happen. So just curious, how many Alpha.AI members do I already have in the chat? Give me a thumbs up if you're an Alpha.AI member. Okay, we got some in here. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Yes, there we go. Finally, we got some people talking and responding. This is great. Okay, so you all know, and you guys have been following along with Mark. We know that he comes on Thursdays at 12:30 to come on for his live feed where he's going to be presenting for us. So you already are ahead of the game. You know where we'll be going on this, and I'll be able to go over everything. You'll be seeing it. I'm going to show you how I'm anticipating these squeezes myself. As we can see, the list of trades with testimonials just goes on and on. Beyond Meat, for a lot of people, made 460%. Vicky, great trade. Mattman, great trade. Chief, great trade. I unfortunately was in a meeting, so I didn't get in on that, but I'll go over how I played that trade the next day. So you can see these are going, the list goes on with the amount of testimonials for these trades. So I'm here to help assist you Alpha.AI members and show you what you need to be looking for and how you too can take advantage of it. Because it's not that hard. It's very easy. It's just simple calls and you're able to take advantage of it. And even when you have a complete red day like we had yesterday, we had WVE shooting through the roof. All right, so now I want to go over my track record here. All right, can you guys see that on the screen? Perfect. I believe I'm showing it. As you can see, I have my track record right here of the trades that I've done following this. These are my closed positions. Open positions I don't care for, not until I close out. I'll be completely honest, though. Most of them are in the red right now. But as we saw with WVE yesterday, it went from down 20 to 30% to up over 250%. So just keep that in mind that I'm going over our closed positions here. So we have WVE, which everybody heard me talking about. I got in on this option trade at 66 cents with 3 contracts. 3 contracts is less than $200. So with a $200 investment, I was able to make $533.27 overall. Oh, sorry to hear that, Nut Rig. You want me to zoom in on it? Let me go even closer. Is that better? Awesome. I'll even go a little bit more on it. Let's go 175. That should be nice and big for everybody. Okay. So as you can see here, that total trade for me, the exit prices for me, which is what I care about. I put in 100 and we'll say roughly $88, $190, and I walked away with 533. And the only reason I put in that much was because I bought 3 contracts. And I'll go over that later. Here's LAES, another trade that Mark put on. Now, Mark knocked it out of the park with this one. I didn't. This was one of the first trade, or this was one of the trades that I got in on the wrong option contract. I wasn't paying attention. Mark's members got in on the correct option contract and made quite a bit more on Lays. But I was still able to walk away with a 16% winner. And as you can see, my $45 trade, which was $225, I was able to walk out with $260. So nothing crazy, but I was able to walk away with a winning position. And I did get cold feet because I know it went up even further after I had gotten out of it. Now, here's where we can get into UPXI. UPXI, it expired worthless. It's going to expire worthless tomorrow, most likely. So I have already anticipated this loss right here. But as you can see, the first day, or actually I think it was day 2 on this trade, when I got out of this, I had winning trades of 33%. And I decided to hold on to one contract because it was going in an upward trend. I did have the green arrow. I did have the 7%. We had multiple tripwires for multiple days in a row. It never bounced back. And then I will also show you on my brokerage account with TTS, Thinkorswim, the other scanner that I use to help analyze for these short squeezes, along with Mark telling me where to look and what option to look at, what stock to look at. I will also look at this, be like, okay, we're getting ready to pop into a squeeze. And then we have a DPRO. I was able to, within 10 minutes of getting into the trade, I was able to make a quick 11%. And that day on October 14th, when I got in, DPRO actually, this option trade actually went up to about 27%, but I decided to hold on to the contract because I felt that we were still in a squeeze. It still showed up day after day. And then I ultimately sold for a loss of 80%. Now we have Ranny, which Ranny has been going bonkers. It's been on our scanner several days now. I have two different variations of option contracts. Both expire on November 21st. So as you can see here, these two contracts that I bought, I still have with these same expiration dates. I still have 5 open. But I was able to make 62% and 85%. And these calls are on, I believe they are the November 21st, $2.50 $2.50 calls for Ranny. So I was able to take advantage of that and get in here. And don't worry, I'll be going over some of our watch list trades for tomorrow so that you can have them to analyze it for yourself, and we'll go over them together. And then last but not least, everybody else in the chat, give me a thumbs up if you're able to take advantage of Beyond Meat, because I know I wasn't able to take advantage of it like you all were, but I did find a way to take advantage of it the next morning. How many Alpha.AI members were able to take advantage of Beyond Meat? Hilltop Steve, congrats. Lynn, oh, great. And Blue, yes, I'm well aware. I'm in those trades as well. But did you see what happened with WVE yesterday? That is a prime example. The whole market turned red. WVE was down. It was down well over 25% on that trade, and it turned around and skyrocketed with the short squeeze. It hit twice that day, it hit twice on our scanner multiple times. It got tripwire confirmation and then skyrocketed up. So for this Beyond Meat trade, everybody that was in on Mark's chat and was able to take advantage of it did very well in these call options. I followed same suit, bought the same call options the next morning. I was able to fill it 319, and I sold early. I sold really early, actually. However, I was still able to walk away with 1,726 was my ending trade. So I was still able to walk away with about $180 on this trade with 8%. So I was able to analyze it, and I was able to look on Thinkorswim with their short squeeze indicator to confirm it was still in one that morning and take advantage of it. Okay, so our watch list for tomorrow. I'm going to go over this with all of you. Okay. No, but yeah, it's completely understandable. I get that. I get that. Well, Rich, I was in there on that trade. And I'll answer. Let me go through this first, and then Rich, I'll answer your question here in a second. So tomorrow's watch list. So we have TTI since it hit today, EXTR, ASTL, and PBI. They're not actually on Mark's watch list. These are on mine because they hit today. Not all of them were buys. I believe there's 3 inactives on there and one's a buy, and we'll be able to see this here shortly when I go into the engine and show you guys what it really looks like. So let me get out of this. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to get this, and girls, excuse me. Okay. Let's go back to, there we go. Okay. So to answer your question, Nicola, or to answer your question, I think it was Rich. To answer your question, when do I feel that 8% is time to get out? Well, for me personally, that trade that I put on, that was $3.19 for 5 contracts. So it was well over $1,500. So when I was able to leg out of that and I was able to make about $180 roughly, I think it was like $171 is what it came out to be. When I was able to leg out and make that, I was able to look at what was going on. The first couple I got out, I think the first several I got out at 349 was 3 contracts. And then the stock was just up and down, and even went higher. But I wasn't willing to take that big of a loss and hold it and continue to hold it. So I exited with what I felt was appropriate. With my trades, especially with these, you have to think about it like this. If we're putting on a trade, we're looking for a triple-digit return of a trade that's 60 cents, and you can walk away and close it at $1.20. If I can make 60 cents on a day trade where I'm in at 319 and I'm out at roughly 379, I'll take that every day. I know it's not going to be that 100% winner. However, that's how I've been able to play some of these short squeezes with a quick trade when it's going up, when it's caught in that squeeze, and I'm buying in the money call options. Does that answer it for you, Rich? Yeah, that's completely it. If you're looking with this, if you're just looking to hit home run after home run after home run, that's the idea. But at the end of the day, as long as we're doing equal dollar amount trades and our winners are outweighing our losers percentage wise, we're going to walk away with money. And I don't know if you guys saw that, but let me pull something up real quick. Where is it? There we go. Okay. Give me one more moment, guys. Okay. So, here we go. Okay. Can everybody see my track record? Don't worry. I'm going to zoom in. Awesome job, Blue. Good job. So we can see my total returns cumulatively right here are 220%. Can everybody see that? Okay. And I have my average broken down for you all to see. My average return is 44%. I think if we're being honest, if we're all talking with one another, being honest, I think you would take 44% every day of the week. Am I correct in saying that? I know everybody wants this. I know everybody wants this. That would be unbelievable to constantly hit 200 or 150. That would be awesome. However, we have to be as traders, as these Trader X's. That's what our nickname. We're Trader X. No more of this retail trader BS. We're Trader X. We're in the market. We know what we're doing. We have to understand it's okay for this or this. And then even these. That's okay. But more importantly, I've been doing, minus my Beyond Meat trade, I've been doing equal dollar amount trades. So I've been keeping it right around about $120, $120 per trade to about $180 per trade. And currently, this is what I'm up on all these trades. $434. $434 I've been able to make, and I've been able to be up on these trades, which $434, you can probably cover a month of the membership. Get the scanner. You'll have all the classes. You'll be with me once a week. Now, let me get out of that real quick. Nice, Rich. All right, let's get back into the scanner. All right, can everybody see the scanner? John, I'm using options. Okay, so I want to go over the tripwires again, kind of show you in real time what it looks like on the scanner and everything. So we have our tripwire 1, which is our put demand, which again needs to be needs to be higher than what? Lynn's got it. No, it just means the number of puts are outweighing the number of calls. So the number of shorts are outweighing the number of people betting that it's going up, whether it's call options or shorts versus stock buyers. No, most of the time they're not. MPK. We're about 3 weeks out, roughly, on most of the open positions that we have. So tripwire 2. So, and the cool thing with this is, I don't know how you all have your filters set up, but typically I'll go in and I'll just put 5 greater than or equal to 5 for my tripwires. So I can see that, holy crap. I can see that we have these tripwires right here where we have hit 163% put demand. So the puts are hugely outweighing the amount of call options. It's trending it's trending against the historical direction, which is what we want, but it never hit them both at the same time. So that's why it doesn't have a tripwire 3 confirmations. Rich, yes, it is worth understanding because it's showing that it's moving against this historical data, which means typically it's been moving. Let's just say, for example, let's go to WVA since we've been talking about it. Gotta reset the filter. Okay. So we can see WV right about here. We were in panic mode because we were down 30 to 40%. And then what happened? Whoop, 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 whoop. Up again. And then we got even one candle right about at 995 or 970 roughly, give or take. I mean, is it still above our, yeah, it's still in the money of our call option at 835 a share right now. And it doesn't expire until the 21st. So I believe, who was it? Blue that was still holding? So, I mean, if you're still holding, you're still sitting pretty right now. Probably right now with it dropping and sitting right here, you're probably looking at a 80 to 110% return maybe. But you're holding too, Rich? Good for you. So, like, I'm completely out. If I would have had more call options, if I would have had 4, I probably would have sold one earlier like I did, sold the other 2 at 200+% and let one ride. And probably put a stop loss of 80% in just so I could lock out a nice winning trade on it. But that's how I would play it if I still had those positions, because it's going to move up and down. But that way I would be able to lock in an 80% win. Okay, let me get out of that real quick. Okay. So again, we have our tripwire 1, which we need to have above 5%. So you can sort it this way. So you can see all of your trades, or potential trades, excuse me, with these stocks that have a put demand above 7%. So for here, I go 5, and it's going to limit it. As you can see, I only have 66 showing. Because remember, this isn't scanning every stock. This is limited to a certain amount of stocks so that it can focus on them and find these patterns, which is limited to these types of stocks. We're not putting in Tesla. We're not putting in Ford. Actually, Ford might be in here. Yeah, it's too big. We're not following GameStop. We're not following AMC. These are specific trades that have probably, I would say, they're mid cap to small cap with options associated with them. So there might be penny stocks in here that don't have a lot of whole options, a whole lot of options trading behind them, which is why Mark will come out and say, buy the stock at $2.20 a share. That's very rare, but it does happen. So we have our tripwire 1 confirmation on put demand. Tripwire 2, we need it going in the correct direction, green, which is it's moving against its historical data. So it's going in, obviously, hopefully going in an upward direction while moving against its historical data. So we probably got another scan right about here when it started shooting up. And then we continued to ride it all the way up to 975 for WB. And then our last one is tripwire 3, which is our confirmations. So we can see here that these hit 4 times, but it was moving in a historical downward trend. So we didn't take that trade on Kava. All right, now let's look at today so we can see what we'll have on the watch list for tomorrow. Okay, so as I said, I was going to give you guys a watch list. So that's what we're doing right now. We're going over this. Yes, John, that is correct. $434. I've only closed out of 5 trades. I literally started this a week and a half ago. So what's the issue, John? Which is 44% per trade. So like I said, I don't know about you, but I am completely fine with making 44% per trade, as is a number of people in the chat. And again, this has only been for a week and a half. So as we can see, we have the watch list. Here's a trade we did put on today. This was the ASTL November 21st, $5 call options. We did put that on today. And I believe actually at one point the trade was up 20% for some, depending on what price they got it on. Because I got up to about $4.13. I bought it and I did make a little money on one leg. And then we have PBI, which is going to be on the watch list tomorrow due to being inactive today. EXTR, you're going to want to watch out for. These are the call options you'll want to look at with it currently at $19 a share. Thanks, Drew. Exactly. And then TTTI, November 21st, $9 calls for the best price. So these are all on our watch list for tomorrow. Now, does anybody have questions regarding the AI engine? $434 is a car payment. My son just totaled a car, so I'm fine with that. What do you want me to go over with you, Nuderig? However you pronounce that. Yes, they are called and confirmed in the room. However, you have access to this scanner. So if you want to do more trades, you're more than welcome to. So for example, we have active, inactive, inactive, inactive. I can tell you, I am in this trade, I am in this trade, and I'm in this trade. Even though Mark may not have recommended it, I took advantage of that. Anything that happens after 3 p.m., Alpha.AI members, what happens after 3 p.m. if we get a confirmation? Is Vicky in the room? Okay, well, if no one's going to answer, after 3 p.m., if we get a confirmation it's that late in the day, typically we're not taking that trade. And we're typically adding it to the watch list for tomorrow. Okay, Milani. Yeah, John, like I said, I didn't get in on that trade. I was in a meeting, so I missed the alert. How did we identify for today? Because they hit the tripwires. As we can see, remember tripwire 1, moving against the historical data, and then boom. That's why this is an active trade. That's why we're in. Is this below or above 7%? Answer. Is PBI below or above 7%? Where is my view? Is that better? Can you see that clear? Thank you, Hilltop. So PBI, it's below 7%. Do we have it confirmed? No, it's an inactive trade. The same thing for EXTR. It hit the tripwire 3 times. However, it's below 7%. The put demand is below 7%. So that means that the puts are not outweighing the call options to force that mechanical short. TTI below 3%. What do you do to make your own qualification? Rick, what are you confused about? For some of them, I trade off of the alert. Other times, I will do the trade on my own. The alert system is one part of it. This whole AI feature, the AI engine, is how you can do these trades on your own to where if you don't want to wait for Mark's confirmation, you don't have to. Like I said, the Beyond Meat trade I missed. However, I did see that it was still potential of a short squeeze that next morning. So I did buy in and day traded those call options. All right. And I think somebody asked how I'm able to also confirm. Let me get out of this real quick. Okay. Bear with me one moment, guys and girls. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up my Thinkorswim account, guys. I'm going to trust my own computer for the future so I don't have to do this again. All right, let's go into Thinkorswim. Yeah, John, if you're comfortable just doing Mark's system, quite all right. Anybody can do that. And I highly recommend on focusing on Mark's trades as well. Those trades I've been able to make and push my percentage up to 44% per trade. The Beyond Meat trade, like I said, that was a day trade I did on my own. And this is how I helped confirm it. So let me pull this up real quick. Okay. Add to the stage. Okay, can everybody see my Thinkorswim account? All right, Natalia, I'll work on that. Okay, so I'm going into the paper trade account because I don't really feel like showing my account. Let's go into WVE real quick. Okay, so you all were asking how you can confirm Mark's trades. If you just want to take Mark's trades, that's quite all right. Mark does the research for you. The AI engine helps him confirm to do the research for you. The team helps confirm to do the research for you, so that if you just want to do the trade, by all means, you can. But this is here to help optimize everything for you so that you can start to implement these quicker or do these on your own, where you're not just taking maybe one trade a day. You could be doing 3 or 4. So the study I like to use is TTM squeeze. Let me also add my other study on that I like. Okay. All right, so this is how I typically have my screen set up on my Thinkorswim account after we get the alert from Mark. And so this right here is our TTMS study. This is helping confirm for me. I look at it and it helps me confirm that we're showing into a short squeeze. So as you can see, I'm assuming everybody can't see that with how small it looks on the screen. So let me zoom in for you. All right, everybody can see this a little bit clearer. Can everybody see how it says TTMS here on the screen, and then it says TTMS squeeze alert? Yes. Okay, perfect, Rich. So as we can see here, it says right here, yes, we're in the middle of a squeeze, we're in the middle of a squeeze, we're in the middle of a squeeze. Are we still in the middle of a squeeze? And we have green, which means it's buying. So you could have ridden it from 528 to 690 in a week. And then we can see here, let's go to where, let me pull it and get in here. Let's go 3 days. So right here, this was calling for a squeeze all day on the 28th. All day. And then the 29th, as you can see, there's very little buying. See how there's no arcs in here? And then sure enough, when we get to the 29th, more buying starts to happen right around 11:15, 11:30, all the way to 1 p.m. And when did Mark? I think it was around 1:45. Mark said to exit all positions, which puts us right at the peak. So as we can see, the TTMS squeeze indicator is just a way that I confirm on my own if there's trades that I want to do outside of Mark recommending them, that I help confirm on my own. So this is one way to help utilize this system. Okay, Helani. You want me to show you how to, give me a second, how to pull up and set up the screen like I have it set up. Okay. Screen. All right. All right, let's zoom in again. All right, so here, Helani, it all depends on how you want to set this up. So me personally, I will set this up for 5, because as we can see, let's see how many we're showing right now. How many stocks does it say that are listed here? We have 400 potential to go through. Let's get the chart out of here. We have 400 to go through. I mean, I don't want to see all 400. I want to see things that are going to be hitting the tripwire 3 times. I want to see things that are going to be at 7% or more. So that's why I have it set at greater than or equal to 5. So anything that's greater than or equal to 5 is shown here. Okay. And then from there, I simply will either sort by largest to smallest when I'm looking. And then I'll look over here. Oh, we don't have any trips, but I see we have 5 down here. So then I'll sort by trips. And I can see that we have 1 active here, and we've had 2 crosses. So I may look into a trade on SLT if it starts moving against this historical data. So tripwire 1 is what I base it off of the setting up. I set it up as greater than or equal to 5, and then I sort it from largest to smallest. And as you can see, greater than or equal to 5 cut our amount down from 400 to look at to 56. Or if you just want to sort by ones that have had multiple hits, here you go. But again, CDE 15, but it never had the 7% put demand at the same time. So ASTL was a trade that we put on. EXTR we didn't. That's going to be on my watch list tomorrow. Oh, I didn't know there was a TTM Squeeze Pro. So we saw how I was able to trade this for the last week and a half. I went over that. Let's pull up my track record again, which apparently is abysmal to some people. And again, these are just the closed positions that I have. So I was able to take advantage of these trades. These were ones that Mark recommended. I got into this late. This one, I should have probably exited sooner than I anticipated because I did get I did take a loss on it. Took a loss here. Rainy, still made money on. I still have 5 open contracts. And currently total returns are at 220% with the scanner, with this AI engine and Mark's trades. And then here, this was how I was able to implement on the Beyond Meat trade that I did miss. I was able to take advantage of and make some money. So, I mean, $434 in a week and a half, that covers your cost for a month if you're looking to add another month. But I mean, for $434, what I'll do is I'll allow them to tack on and make it 2 months. So if you have questions, if you want to join, please, by all means, give Drew a call. Drew dropped a link in the chat to set up an appointment. And for $434, you're able to take advantage of 2 months, not 1, 2. I think the normal going rate is $399. So you're looking at a what? $700, $700 for 2 months, or $800, excuse me, for 2 months. So you're looking at just over 50% cost savings. So if you wanted to add on, if you're a monthly member, to get another 2 months, by all means. If you're a quarterly member, you want to add on for another 2 months, by all means, give us a ring. And then more importantly, I'm going to drop a link in the chat, or actually I'll have Drew do it. Drew, drop a link in the chat because I want to start a wait list because we're going to have a lifetime membership for our Alpha.AI membership. So if you do have an interest in the lifetime membership, we're not selling it or anything right now. We're just trying to get an idea of who would really want to partake in this, because there's going to be a little bit more to it. There might be an extra trade. There might be one-on-one training sessions with me or something along those lines. So we're just trying to get a feeler to see who actually would want to commit to that and who'd want to take advantage of all these trades, especially the ones you can do on your own. So I hope you guys had a great time tonight. Drew, drop the link in the chat. If you have any questions, give Drew a call. He'll be able to help you out and get you set up. So look forward to hearing from you, and look forward to seeing you guys next week. Remember, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Be here or be square. Take care, guys.